Hey guys, this video I'm going to talk a little bit about what to do in the event that your baby goes down for a nap and does a poo at nap time, because this is something that I get asked quite often, whether it's with my own clients or whether it's through DMs or messages through the community or the app. So it's very common. This is very common, usually with babies between 6 and 10 months of age. And it's usually because either when you've started introducing solids, or whether you've introduced a new type of food, or even if you have started to increase solids, is likely when you'll experience, poos at nap time. It's not something we can control. We're not in control of their bowels. We're not in control of when they do a poo and when they don't do a poo. But what you do need to know is this will pass. It's not something that will happen every single day for the rest of their napping time. It won't. It might happen for a period of time, like I said, but it will pass. So my advice in this type of scenario is pop your baby to bed for their nap like you normally would at the appropriate time. Now, if you experience them to start crying and having a bit of a whinge and grizzle when they're normally capable of just going to sleep and self-soothing, and all of a sudden they're having a bit of a whinge and it escalates to a cry and you think this is weird, this is not quite right, you will go in, you check them, and they've done a poo. Normally speaking, what most parents would do in this situation is change their bum really quickly in the dark, pop them, clean them up, change them, and pop them back in the cot, in the bed, and walk out and hope they go back to sleep. Now, most cases, that's where it will backfire, because now your kind of moment's gone. The momentum of the nap's gone. The whole moment in general has been, stirred up a little bit, and that moment is gone. So my advice in situations like this would be, of course, to change their bum. That's what you've got to do. You've got to clean them up. You've got to change them, put a fresh nappy on them. That's what you've got to do. But at this point, what I would do is bring them back out into the lounge room, dining area, wherever you are, and just play with them. Could be anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on the age of your baby and how they're coping being awake. What we don't want to do, obviously, is string it right out to make them overtired. That's not what the whole idea is. But what we want to do is just break that association with being in their room, doing a poo, and then getting them changed and expecting them to go straight back to sleep, because they're not. They're now awake, they're now alert, they've just gotten a little bit of a second wind. So take advantage of that second wind, because what they're likely to do if you don't bring them out is they're going to spend the next 20, possibly 30 minutes crying in their cot, and it's not ideal for you or them. So it's to avoid that, bring them out, get them playing again, kick the legs, rolling, moving, grabbing, whatever. You may even want to, depending on when they last fed or whatever the situation is, you may even want to use that opportunity to give them one more bit of a feed, whether it's a top up of milk or a little bit of a snack, depending on how old they are. And then after that designated time, whether it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes, I really wouldn't go more than 30 minutes. Then you go in and redo your whole nap situation. So look, this is a real brief video. I don't need to go into a huge amount of detail and ramble on about this. I just want to keep it short and sweet and get straight to the point. As an overview, what you want to do is change them, bring them out, play with them, break that association up, and then go back in and redo your nap routine. So hopefully with that bit of advice and those tips, you're going to get a successful nap once that's over. So like I said, it's a very common scenario. It will pass. It's just how you manage it in the meantime, because what you don't want to do is get yourself into some unwanted habits along the way because of this. And again, I hope those few tips help.